Welcome to Blazing Baseball, episode number, I believe, 146.
147.
147, thank
Ma
you.
says.
We blaze through today's baseball topics, and we are Astros and Yankees fans. So right now, the Astros are playing the Rangers in Arlington, and we are winning 3-2 in the top of the fourth.
All right.
We have two outs.
All
It is
right.
1-1. Perez is pitching to Jose Altuve. And in today's news, we might have talked about this
Catcher.
Yes, this where he did, but
Catcher's number one prospects coming to the Astros.
yes, someone prospect is coming to the
Catcher,
Astros.
Diaz.
There's another story on that,
Yep.
and we also have Yankees getting ownership of another soccer team.
Wow.
We will
Crazy.
go into.
All right.
Yes, and so also playing today right now, we have the Pirates at Brewers and the Padres at Giants. And later today, sorry if I mispronounced any names of this podcast, we have the Orioles at Guardians with the Orioles Lyles, who is 9-9, versus the Guardians McKenzie, who is 9-10. And then we have the Cards at Reds with the Cards Quintana, who is 4-6, versus the Reds Minor, who is 3-10. And then we have the Rays at Marlins with the Rays Rasmussen, who is 9-4, versus the Marlins pitcher is to be determined. And then we have the A's and Nats with the A's Caprillion, who is 3-8, versus the Nats Sanchez, who is 0-5. And then we have the Cubs at Blue Jays with the Cubs Farrell, who is 0-0, versus Toronto's White, who is 1-4. And then we have the Dodgers at Mets with the Dodgers Anderson, who is 13-2, versus the Mets DeGrom, who is 3-1. And then we have the Mariners at Tigers with the Mariners Gonzalez, who is 9-12, versus the Tigers Alexander, who is 3-8. And then we have the Rockies at Braves with the Rockies Feltner, who is 2-5, versus the Braves Wright, who is 16-5. And then we have the Bum Sox at Twins with Boston's Wacha, who is 9-1, versus the Twins Ryan, who is 10-6. And then we have the Royals at White Sox with the Royals Bubik, who is 2-9, versus the White Sox Lynn, who is 3-5. And then we have the Yanks at Angels with the Yanks Cole, who is 10-6, versus the Angels Sandoval, who is 9-4. And then we have the Phillies at D-backs with the Phillies Falter, who is 2-3, versus the D-backs Henry, who is 3-2.
All right. Full stack today. 15 games, 30 teams playing on Wednesday night baseball. Good news last night. Astros beat the Rangers 4-2 in Arlington, Texas. Altuve had a double and a home run. He won the game. Astros had 8 hits and 4 runs. They held the Rangers to 7 hits and 2 runs. The winning pitcher was Valdez. He's 14-4 for the season. He pitched 8 innings. He gave up 7 hits and 2 earned runs. He had 8 strikeouts, and his earned run average is now 2.63. Neris got to save, his 3rd save of the season. He pitched the 9th inning. He had 2 strikeouts, and his earned run average is 3.48. The losing pitcher for the Rangers was Dunning. He's 3-7 for the season. He went 5 innings. They knocked him out after 7 hits and 3 earned runs. His earned run average is 4.16. There were 25,566 fans at Global Life Field in Arlington last night, but the Astros pulled out and won the game. And now they're playing, and it's 3-2 in the top of the fourth. And we have runners on the corners with 2 outs with Bregman up. Okay, I'm going to snap to the Yankees. Yankees beat the LA Angels in Los Angeles last night, 7-4. 7-4, the Yankees had 9 hits and 7 runs, and they held the Angels to 7 hits and 4 runs. Benintendi, Rizzo, and the Judge all had home runs. And the Judge's home run was his 51st home run of the season. The winning pitcher was Wessert. He's 1-0 for the season. He pitched 2 innings. He gave up no hits. And the Yankees threw up 7 pitchers to stop him. That's a lot of pitchers. For the Angels, Myers got the loss. He's 1-1. He went 4 innings. He got knocked out. Yanks got 8 hits and 7 runs off of him. His earned run average is 5.17. There were 42,684 fans at Angel Stadium last night as the Yankees prevailed and won 7-4. Now the Yankees are going to go back at him.
So before we go into the Yanks, we'll go over the Astros and Rangers lineup.
All right.
So we have pitching for the Astros is Javier, and he has a 3.04 ERA. And then pitching for the Rangers is Perez, and he has a 2.8 ERA.
Mhm.
And then up first for the Rangers, we have Simon at second base batting 238, and then Seager at shortstop batting 256, and then Lowe at first base batting 298, and then Garcia at DH batting 257, and then Calhoun at right field batting 207, and then Treveas at center field batting 295, and then Duran at third base batting 242. And then Valoria at catcher batting 172, and then Thompson at left field batting 271. Up first for the Astros is Altuve at second base, batting 285, and then Pena at shortstop, batting 248, and then Bregman at third base, batting 268, and then Tucker at right field, batting 260, and then Mancini at left field, batting 259, and then Gurriel at first base, batting 241,
Yuli.
and then Vasquez at catcher, batting 287, and then Hensley at DH, batting 375, and then Dubon at catcher, batting 215.
15.
So Hensley, the new guy on the team, is looking good so far
So far.
at DH.
Yep. Well, Astros are up 3-2.
Yes. With the Yanks playing today. In Anaheim, California, we have Garrett Cole as the starting pitcher for the Yanks, who is a right-handed pitcher who is 10-6 with a 3.31 ERA and 200 strikeouts.
Ooh, yeah.
And then up starting for the Angels is Patrick Sandoval, who is a left-handed pitcher who is 4-9 with a 3.05 ERA and 120 strikeouts.
Let's see if we got a lineup.
So, looks like there isn't a lineup right now, so we'll give y'all the Blazing Baseball predicted lineup, and we'll base these lineups off of yesterday's game. And so up first we have for the Yanks, DJ LeMahieu at second base, and then Benintendi at left field, and then Judge at center field, and
Judgy.
then Stanton at DH, and then Rizzo at first base.
Yes,
and then
Riz.
Donaldson at third base, and then Cabrera at right field, and then Connor Fluff at shortstop, and then Higashioka at catcher. And then up for the Angels first is David Fletcher at second base, and then Trout at center field, and then Ohtani at DH, and then Rengifo at third base, and then Ward at right field, and then Ford at first base, and then Stassi at catcher, and then Sierra at left field, and then Velasquez at shortstop.
Says here that Benintendi is batting .500 against Sandoval. So maybe he's going to be smacking some doubles off the wall.
Mm-hmm.
All right.
And the Astros, we just got to run.
We scored. All right.
RBI by Tucker, bringing in Altuve. And in the AL East, the Yanks are in first place, 7 games over the Rays. In the AL Central, the Guardians are 1.5 games over the Twins. In the AL West, we got 2 runs. We also brought in Pena. In the AL West, the Astros are 11.5 games over Seattle. In the NL East, the Mets are 3 games over the Braves. In the NL Central, the Cards are 6 games over the Brewers. And in the NL West, the Dodgers are 19.5 games over the Padres.
Okay. Tucker hit a beautiful line drive base hit, drove in 2 runs. So it is 5-2 with 2 out. That was a clutch hit.
Mm-hmm.
It's really clutch when you can smack a hit like that, get in 2 RBIs when there's 2 outs. Tucker really looked good on that play. Very solid hit.
Yep. And Mancini is up now.
Okay.
It says Houston Astros is 51-3 when scoring 5+ runs. It's the best on MLB.
Oh, yeah, because they have good pitching. If they score 5 runs, they're going to win. The pitching is going to hold the other team down.
Beautiful stat.
Yeah, that's good. They're number 1 in that.
Yeah.
They got the pitching.
Oh, yes. And also, we will take a look into the leading free agents also on this podcast.
Yep.
And so, yes, Hunter Brown, according to MLB.com by Brian McTaggart, is going. He joined the Astros on Tuesday in Arlington, part of the team's taxi squad in advance of being activated.
So he's in. Okay.
Mhm.
Maybe he's going to play.
Yep.
Yep. He might play today. You know, they like to get him in right away because then it's better to start him.
Brown's future remains as a starter.
Okay.
Yes, but his 99-mile power fastball, devastating curveball, ability to pitch multiple innings could give the Astros an added dimension in the postseason.
Yeah, because he could go long relief.
So I guess we'll see how.
Got to have somebody like that.
Yeah, how he'll look. And so, according to ESPN, we have New York Yankees purchase minority stake in AC Milan.
That is crazy.
So it says Redbird Capital Partners completed the deal to purchase a controlling interest in the 7-time European champions for 1.2 billion euros. It says 1.2 billion in parentheses next to it. So maybe we are equal.
It's equal right now. They're parity right now. Yeah.
They are the second soccer team the Yankees will partially own. And it says in parentheses, New York City FC and Major League Soccer is the other.
Wow. Really interesting. I had no idea that the Yankees were doing that. They're getting into the soccer realm.
Yeah, it says Jerry Cardinal, who founded Redbird in 2014, is a managing partner. Announced a preliminary agreement in June to buy Milan from fellow American firm Elliott Management.
Wow, interesting. We'll have to see how that goes.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know. They're trying to diversify a little bit, and they have a lot of money because the Yankee franchise is the #1 baseball franchise. So I guess they're going to invest it in other sports.
Yeah, and
soccer's a good one.
Yeah, it's interesting. I started watching on FX. I think it's pronounced Wexham. Might be mispronouncing it, but Rob McElhenry from Always Sunny in Philadelphia and Ryan Reynolds from Deadpool bought a soccer team. And it's,
okay.
And I watched the 2 episodes, and it goes into what they're doing with the soccer team.
Yeah, it was fun.
Pretty interesting. Yeah. So
they didn't know anything about soccer before they bought it.
No.
So it's interesting.
Yeah, it's very interesting. So
they didn't play it as a kid. All right.
Yeah.
Well, you did.
Oh yeah. I'm ready to play soccer whenever.
Yeah.
It says Cardinal said our vision for Milan is clear. We will support our talented players, coaches, and staff to deliver success on the pitch and allow our fans to share in the extraordinary experience of this historic club. We look to leverage our global sports and media network, our analytics expertise, our track record in sports stadium developments and hospitality to deliver one goal: maintaining Milan's place at the summit of European and world football. So that's kind of what also Rob McElhenry and Ryan Reynolds are trying to do.
Yep. Well, that's Milan, Italy, so that's big time.
Big time money. Yeah, they bought a smaller club.
Yeah, that's a big
trying
club.
to make it big time.
Yeah, you're right. Bring them up.
Yeah, and they were explaining it too. It was interesting because they were saying how basically, like, if the way their system is placed on where they are, basically they were saying like if say the Yankees were over there and they started losing really bad, they would get bumped down to the minor league teams.
Yeah.
So it was pretty interesting. And so they're trying to get like the worst ranked soccer team up to like the major level league soccer.
They're going to work their way up.
Yeah. And so
it's fun. Good story.
Yeah. According to the CBSSports.com, MLB free agent rankings. This is by RJ Anderson. Early look at top 20 players, including Trey Turner, Aaron Judge, and Jacob deGrom.
Wow.
And so, Aaron Judge, hopefully New York and re-sign him.
Yep.
And I feel like with them giving the big bonus, it's likely.
Likely. I can't believe they would let him go.
Yeah.
I mean, he's the backbone of the team right now.
Yes. So number 2 is Nolan Arenado, third baseman from the St. Louis Cards.
Mm-hmm. That's why the Cards are good.
Yeah, that's good to know. And then Trey Turner, shortstop from Los Angeles Dodgers, who has been known to have the coolest slides in baseball.
Yes.
And then
good slider.
Yeah, and then we have Jacob deGrom, the ace from the Mets, who
There's going to be a lot of people going for him.
Yeah.
He's going to get a lot of money thrown towards him.
Mm-hmm.
He's a young guy, and he's really good.
Wait, you might see a
Wait, but he's
breaking
34.
contract with that.
He's 34.
He's 34.
Okay.
Maybe not.
Okay, 34.
And then Carlos Correa back on the market, hopefully.
Oh, boy, he's so good. Oh, he's so good. And look who's number 6.
Number 6, Verlander.
But
we have the option.
The option, he's not going to go anywhere. $25 million. Astros are locking him down. The first thing they're doing is locking down Verlander. So don't worry about that.
Yep.
There was
Carlos
a couple.
Rodon.
Yeah, there's a couple of guys here. The Nemo on the Mets was number 10. Kershaw was number 12 from the Dodgers. There's going to be a lot of people going for him. I'm not sure how old he is. He's about 34 too. Right? Yeah. And then Diaz, the pitcher for the Mets, he's up too. But there's Rizzo at 15 from the Yanks.
And then Brantley.
And then Brantley, who before he got hurt was just an incredible batter for the Astros. Hopefully he's going to come back. He's going to be 36 next season.
Yeah,
but he's an incredible hitter.
I see him coming back and being strong next season.
Oh, he would be fantastic on any team. Anybody would want Brantley. He's a class player and an incredible batter. Okay, that's the top players for their free agency. Going to be interesting to see how much money goes out to get them.
Yeah. Any other baseball topics you want to go over today on this baseball podcast?
15 games, 30 games playing tonight, Wednesday night baseball for our Blazing Baseball fans. Peace out.
Peace out. We'll catch you here tomorrow on Blazing Baseball, blazing through tomorrow's baseball topics.